We are 16 days into our Tesla camping road trip, and for the majority of the time, we've had the luxury of our amazing Tesla tent. But after spending the morning breaking camp at the beautiful Lake Lugano in Italy, and having spent the afternoon wandering around the most powerful waterfalls in Europe, we've arrived at our campsite in the Alsace region of France much later than expected. Let's see if it's possible to sleep in our Tesla without a tent, and if this simple setup is a game changer or complete camping nightmare. Oh, I don't know, we'll have a look. There's no map, but we've just arrived at Camping La Rue Vert, or Vert, green. I think it's like a green campsite, cute little campsite, run by an old Frenchman. So we just had to use the Translate app. My French is not the best. We finally made it. We're in France. It's beautiful here in the Alsace region, so we're absolutely knackered. It's been such a long day of travelling and walking and in the heat. So Rebecca had a cunning idea, very smart plan to just forget setting up the tent today. It's going to save us a lot of time tomorrow as well, save a lot of energy just now. It's going to take us, if we were just driving tomorrow without charging to get to Paris, it's going to be about 5 hours, maybe even slightly more than that. So with charging, you're looking at more so 6 hours. So yeah, like today when we took the tent down, we were about 2 hours in total just to kind of get everything done. We weren't rushing it, but even if you were rushing it, you're not going to get it done any quicker than an hour really. So yeah, best to save our energy. She's got a good idea for me to be able to sleep tonight and not have my feet touching the boot. So we're just gonna move the chair, the passenger chair, forward. We'll move my driving seat chair forward as well, and then that means we can get the mattress up a little bit higher, and I'll have a wee bit more room. So we'll still be camping in the car, but just not with the tent. But weather's to be dry. We're gonna make some food just now and then just relax. So we've got a wee cooking setup going. So this is where you're actually using the Jackery battery. So it's got a 3-pin UK socket there, and it's outputting maximum about 450 odd watts there. You can only set this induction hob to level 2, otherwise if you set it any higher it's going to pull too much electricity and it'll cut off. But yeah, the Jackery's great. That'll be enough to cooking nuggies again. Want to do wraps with the aioli and the sweet chili sauce, which you'll have seen in one of our previous videos when we were at our last location, Lake Lugano. So yeah, quick setup. I'm using the pucks for the car. This is for if you break down. All electric cars, like normally on a normal car, you would have like jack points. It's like a little just like a little like indentation under the car, 4 indentations, and that's where you would jack up the car. But because this is an electric vehicle and it has a battery underneath, you have to be very careful to make sure that you don't puncture or damage the battery. So what you get, or what you don't get with the Tesla, but you want to buy, is these pucks. And basically, instead of being like an indentation, there's like a little hole, and it's basically perfectly made for these little pucks. They just look like little ice hockey pucks, and that goes in, and then you can jack up safely. So we are using them to jack up our table, just to make it flat, just so that the oil is flat and even. So yeah, we're just gonna cook this, have dinner. It's like past 7 o'clock just now. We heard the church bells going. We've just made our bed as well, and yeah, we got here at 6:30. By the time we saw the kind French gentleman, and did you pay? Yeah, you did pay. We paid, what was it, 17 euros? 17 euros and some change for me and Rebecca for one night with the car, no tent, no electricity. Bargain. So yeah, super quick setup. It was a good idea on Rebecca's side. So yeah, if this works, which it does work, it seems, we'll be doing this more regularly as well, because it just means that you can actually get set up quickly and enjoy the day, especially on days like today where we've been traveling a lot and you just want to have a quick setup, get some food. We want to eat early. We've learned from Kent when we ate at like 10 o'clock at night, got to the campsite at 10:30 and then had to go to sleep immediately for the Channel Tunnel in the morning. The heartburn was like really bad. So yeah, this just makes sense. It's a nice wee campsite, lots of trees. We're right next to the gardens here, vegetable gardens. Cool wee find. The campsite we were meant to go to originally, we had to change plans because we realised at almost the last minute that their check-in closed at 6 and we were going to get there at 6:30. So Rebecca found this place. I think it's just going to be perfect. So yeah, gonna get some food and got plenty more rooms for...
I'm gonna go and try and paint the toilets.
Go for it. Got plenty more room for my feet here. So normally this mattress would be basically right here. So we've been able to move the chairs forward, still have the headboard and just push the mattress up further. So hopefully we'll get a good night's sleep. Seems like a nice quiet location. It's very cute, quiet campsite. So just done our dishes. Just gonna go and have a wee early night in the car. And yeah. Look forward to a good sleep tonight. We've just woke up. It's about 7 AM. It's been raining last night. As you can see here on the glass roof, you can also see the big crack in our glass roof there. Which, if you haven't seen our previous videos, check out our video where we nearly lost everything in the Alps. You'll find out how we got that big crack. This is our view from our window today. We got a little vegetable garden. The weather is not as nice as it was in Italy, which we were in yesterday. Again, like I said, check out our video where we nearly lost everything in the Alps. We both have extreme PTSD now whenever there's wind or thunder, or rain, I guess. Any of the above.
Or anything.
Or anything, really.
It would be a nuisance to know that you could never sleep in the car.
Yeah.
Without putting a tent up. Like, that's a bit of a nuisance.
So for those of you who have been watching the series, you will know we're camping in our Tesla Model Y right now. Normally we have a tent. It's called a Tentsla tent. It's basically custom made for the Tesla, not just for the Model Y, for I believe all of the Teslas, like the 3 and the X and the different models. So we didn't set up the tent on this occasion just because we got here really late and there was no point. We were absolutely knackered. We would have to set up the tent, we'd have to tear it down this morning. We've got a 6-hour drive to Paris. It just doesn't make any sense in terms of like efficiency. So it was all Rebecca's idea. I can't take any credit for that.
I had to convince you.
Yes.
Ryan was like, oh, we'll just set up the tent. And I'm like, no.
I must confess, I very much like... Rebecca loves camping as well. I very much like camping, but I also like the part where you set up the tent and tear it down. I know that may sound stupid, but I enjoy it. It's weird.
That is weird.
I didn't think I would like that, but I like that. Strange, but that's me. Our first ever night camping, we did the same. We didn't actually set up the tent. So on our first day, the video is day 1. You can go back and watch it if you've not seen it already. We drove about 9 hours, or just over 9 hours, all the way from our home in central Scotland, all the way down to Kent, basically to the bottom, the very south of England. And by the time we'd got into Canterbury and had food, and then got to the campsite in Kent, it was already dark. So we were like, we had to get up early. We had to get up, I think, at like 5 in the morning or something like that to get ready to go to the Channel Tunnel. Might have even been earlier than that. So we were like, right, we just need to sleep in the car. So we did that, and that was our first ever time sleeping in the car. And I had a bit of an issue where my feet would touch the boot right here because the boot slopes down. And I didn't really think that this would happen because I thought, oh, there's plenty of space. I'm only like 5'7", 5'8", I would say maybe, but Rebecca would roll her eyes at that. And I thought I had heard that like if you were like 6 foot, you could comfortably sleep here. So I was like a bit perplexed. I was like, oh, this is strange. Once we then were in Europe and we were setting up the tent and the boot was open, it was totally fine because my feet
were like had complete freedom. But what we discovered yesterday is if you actually move the chairs, the front chairs forward, so actually physically move them forward, but also even if you angle them forward, it gives you a lot more room, and you can then actually push your mattress up even further, and it gives you even more space. So last night I had a fantastic sleep. It was basically like sleeping with the tent again. I had total freedom with my feet. There was a couple of times where like I slid down a wee bit and felt it, but I just like adjusted myself. It was not a bother at all. So previously I'd updated this and said if you are 6 foot, I don't think you could sleep here. But now I'm going to do another update. I do believe if you are 6 foot, you definitely can sit here, you sleep here. You just have to make some adjustments. You just have to move it forward. You also have to make sure you have like a base that we have. So I think we got this from, was it AliExpress? I think it was AliExpress. You can get these on Amazon, but they were quite hard to come by. I think it was AliExpress I got it on. It's basically like a kind of extender, because when you fold the seats down, the headrest of the seats are about here. So when you put your mattress on, if your mattress is, you can see already the mattress is kind of slipped down, but if the mattress is any higher than this, then what happens is if you push down or you're sleeping, you're gonna like fall down into this space a bit. So you just get this little like thing that goes onto the headrest there, and it's basically an extender. It's got like a hard surface there, and it basically extends your sleeping area. So highly recommend. You'd have to get one of those. But yeah, you can certainly do it. If you're 6 foot, you can sleep in the Tesla Model Y easily. No issues there.
Right. It's time to go
Time to
because
go.
we said we were going to leave at 7:30 and it's already, I don't know.
Okay.